Hi, my name is Jonathan Plummer, and I have this wonderful privilege of standing before you and sharing with you an opportunity that ever since I've been exposed to it, it has been changing my life tremendously. And I know this is changing millions of lives around the world. In February of 2010, I had the privilege of visiting with my family and friends in Florida to take care of business and to see my loved ones. At this point in time, I spent 2 weeks in Florida. The day before I came back to Jamaica, I got a very important telephone call from a friend of mine. Her name is Nella Wilson. Nella called me up and said, "Johnny, I saw you yesterday, but I didn't have the opportunity to come over and say hello to you. I hear you're going back to Jamaica tomorrow. Michael and myself would like to share something with you, just to hear your opinion on it." And that's when I went over to their home, and they shared with me about this beautiful company called 4Life Research. 4Life Research was started back in 1998 by a dynamic couple, David and Bianca Lisenby. David and Bianca Lisenby, back in 1998, together had over 30 years experience in network marketing. These individuals were persons who have taken companies that were at base level and brought them up to multi-million-dollar status. True professionals at what they do. In 1998, however, they decided to start their own company. At this point in time, David had a lot of things going on. However, when he started the company back in 1998, there's this magazine company in America called Inc. 500. And what Inc. 500 does is that every year they analyze all the new privately held companies that just get started. So in 1998, they took over 20,000 companies and chose 500 companies from those. And in choosing those 500, they ranked them according to how well they performed over a 5-year period. So since 1998 up to 2003, 4Life Research was ranked number 15 on Inc. 500's list. That's because the company over the 5-year period experienced an astronomical growth of over 6,108%. Now, if I owned a company and over a 5-year period I'm experiencing 100% growth, I would consider myself a very, very successful guy. A 6,108% growth over a 5-year period. Let me share with you why the company experienced such a great growth. David, in 1998, was troubled with a chronic case of asthma. And so he wanted to know what he could do to better improve his life, his health. And so he did some studies, and he found out that one of the reasons we suffer from so many illnesses in life is due to a diminished or overused immune system. So he decided to do some studies on the immune system. And he came up with some really fascinating information. He came across some studies that were done back in 1949 by a guy by the name of Dr. H. Sherwood Lawrence. Back in 1949, Dr. H. Sherwood Lawrence was the chief immunologist at New York University. And if you can remember clearly, or if you know, this was around the time of the tuberculosis outbreak in the United States, when they were trying feverishly to try and find some kind of a way to control this or to stop it. Anyway, what Dr. Lawrence found out in all his hard work, his years of studying about the immune system, he found out that immune knowledge could be transferred from one mammal to another, or from one person to another. So in other words, if my immune system was weak and your immune system was strong, they could remove a molecule from you and put it inside me, and it would improve my immune system. Now, this transfer of immune knowledge from one mammal to the other, Dr. Lawrence coined it transfer factor. Transfer factors are not new. When ladies give birth to babies, one of the first instructions given to them was to breastfeed. And the reason they breastfeed is that that first milk that comes out of the breast consists of something called the colostrum. And what the colostrum does is that it transfers immune knowledge from the mother to the baby to program or to build up the baby's immune system so the baby can survive in this atmosphere that we live in with so many pathogens flying around. Okay? So Dr. Lawrence came up with this wonderful information, but he went thus far with it and couldn't get any further. Anyway, David Lazenby came across this and he decided to use this information. They spent millions of dollars, hired some of the best biochemists and doctors in the world to work with this information and to improve upon it. And in doing so, 4Life Research came up with their flagship product, which is called Transfer Factor Plus. This product is a dynamic product. Transfer factors are tiny messenger molecules that are taken from the cow colostrum and the egg yolk to make this powerful product. Transfer factors are getting rid of cancer, vitiligo, arthritis, allergies, lupus, asthma, skin disorders. It doesn't cure anything, it just regulates and builds the immune system, and your immune system takes care of the disorders in your body. 4Life also has over 90 products targeting several conditions that affects the body. Okay, so dealing with the immune system here, we're familiar with several products out there in the marketplace that assist or builds the immune system. Okay, we're familiar with aloe vera, noni, garlic, and several other juice products out there in the market. Now these products raise the natural killer cell in the immune system anywhere from 15 to 26%. There's also another product that we're familiar with called the IP6. And what IP6 does is that it raises the natural killer cell in the immune system up to 49%. Magic Johnson, the famous basketball analyst, used to be a basketball player for the Lakers. He came down, he contracted the HIV virus back in the 80s. He's still alive and very healthy today. He uses the IP6. The IP6 is very expensive. Depends on where you get it in the United States. You'll pay anywhere from $800 to $1,200 per injection, and he gets one of those every single month. Now, the flagship product that 4Life has, the Transfer Factor Plus, this is the physician's desk reference for non-prescription drugs and dietary supplement. In this book here, it states that the Transfer Factor Plus that 4Life has here raises the natural killer cell in the immune system a whopping 437%. Imagine that. There's nothing in this world that comes close to Transfer Factor Plus or 4Life when it comes on to immune support or immune system support. Also, I may mention that the entire health system in Russia are on 4Life products. Right? All their hospitals and clinics use the Transfer Factor Plus product because in Russia they have socialized medicine, and they realize that if they can keep their people healthier, it's less money for the government to spend where healthcare is concerned. Alright? So now I'm going to deal with something called the normal distribution of a product. Right? Normal distribution of a product states that a product is created in a factory, moves from the factory to the wholesaler, then to the warehouse, then to the retailer, and then it gets to us, the consumer. Most factories mark up their products by 40% to cover their costs. Then these guys here, we call them the middlemen, they mark up the products by 60%. And this is for any product out there that we consume every day. And then by the time it gets to us, the consumer, we're paying 100% plus for any product. Alright? Now, 4Life decided that if they're going to take this route, our products are so sophisticated and expensive that it probably would be difficult for most people to buy them. However, David decided to use the process of network marketing because he believes strongly in directly affecting the lives of people, the people that he wants to or is associated with. All right. So he uses the process of network marketing. All right. And what network marketing is that products are created in a factory, and it goes directly from the factory. Goes directly from the factory to the consumer. Remarkable. In the case of 4Life research, 4Life keeps 36% and pays out 64% for referrals. That's amazing. According to the Direct Selling Association of America, it states that 4Life research has the highest payout of any network marketing company out there. All right? Remarkable. I'm going to share something here that most people do here in the world today. Some are familiar with this. This is information that may blow your way also. Alright? This little chart that I'm doing right here, I'm going to do a comparison here. On this side, this LI here stands for linear income. What is linear income? It is to exchange time for money. You go to work, you get paid. We have been taught all our lives, you go to school, get a good education, then you get a good, secure job and make your dreams come true. Now, all my life, all my 35 years on this earth, I've seen many people do it. My parents have done it. Many of my family members have done it. All right? I've worked all their lives. And statistics show that people who have done this, work all their life, really don't have much to show for it. But I'm going to go through it and show you. Here, linear income states that we work anywhere from 8 to 12 hours per day. Alright? And most people work 5 to 7 days of the week. Alright? And here in this country and most countries, we legally start working at age 18 and we retire somewhere about 65. So you're looking at 47 years of working. And most people that I've shared this presentation with, I ask the question, how many people do you know that have done this 47 years and can truly say that they're completely set and all is well and they don't have to worry about anything else in their life? Statistics has proven that over 95% of people who go through this system, this linear income system, are at or way below the poverty line. If they are supposed to pay for their health care, many instances, you know, they can't.